Yes, yes, yes. Okay, out pops the Five of Pentacles. So someone here is left out in the cold. So either you are left out in the cold or someone is left out in the cold. I also feel like, and I'm hearing, someone is left out in the dark because there is this activity that's going on that's not being it's not being done out in the light. It's very sneaky. Someone is feeling left out based on this sneaky activity that's going on. Someone knows something is up. They feel left out, left behind, that sort of thing. But I don't think that they necessarily know what's going on. So this could be you or the other person. Now the Judgment card pops up here. And so this is a call to assess something from your past, heal something from your past, and let go of. So there could be something or someone from your past that you need to let go of, or some healing about being left out in the cold. And again, wow, this is really interesting because we do have the Five of Swords, another swords. Someone feels betrayed here. Someone feels betrayed. I feel like, Sag, that you feel left out in the cold from someone, and you've been trying to heal in some type of way, or you've been trying to let go of this person or the feelings of the past. But you do feel some type of betrayal here. You feel some type of betrayal pertaining to something or someone in your past. All right. Some of you might still feel connected to someone from your past, and now you've moved on and made a full commitment to somebody else, but you're still having some communication with someone from your past that once let you feel left out in the cold. Or maybe this person that left you out in the cold has now resurfaced, and you're trying to let this go, trying to find some healing. But there's something here that I'm hearing that this is a complicated situation. Okay. I'm also hearing can't see the forest for the trees. So there's something about the past that is and I'm hearing it's like it's haunting you. Okay, so something you did, something you experienced behind the scenes that no one knows about, or your person doesn't know about, is something that you're dealing with internally, and you're wanting to communicate it, or you're wondering if there's going to be communication that comes in. All right, so the energy from the outside, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so either someone on the outside. Okay, I feel like this is someone on the outside, so I don't feel like this is your energy, Sag. Someone is either focusing on all areas of their life, and they're almost considering bringing you in on that, offering you a new beginning, or they're just so focused on the disappointment from the past. Someone here is disappointed. So I feel like the person that is on the outside, they might be a little reluctant to deal with you in a way that they had before, because there was a level of disappointment. So there might have been a situation where you were dealing with someone and they were waiting for you to do something or say something, and it was a disappointment. Okay. And they're focused on just the disappointment of it all. Yeah, because it looks like they were waiting for the Knight of Cups. So it was like they were waiting for you to bring some type of offer, okay, and to make a love decision. So, Sag, you might have been dealing with someone in your past where you were dealing with two different people, and somebody got left out in the cold. Again, this could have been you. Maybe you were waiting for someone to choose you, and they were already in a situation, or you were already in a situation. But the person on the outside here was waiting for a love decision to be made and an offer to come in. And with the High Priestess, this is secrets. This was something that was hidden. Okay. Oh, this is really, really tricky. Let's go ahead and do some clarifying. I feel like you are the one that's withholding something. Yeah, absolutely. Two of Pentacles. Sag, someone is either juggling you and another person, but I honestly feel like you could possibly be juggling between two different people. Okay. And I feel like you have some communication with someone that's outside of your particular situation. Yeah. See, you've offered or wanted to offer something to somebody else, but it's like you're in something already. Or you were in something already when you were dealing with someone from the outside. You were already dealing with someone. And I feel like this person that you were dealing with that was on the outside of your marriage or on the outside of your relationship already, they felt left out of your life in a way. And so they decided, or they just decided that this wasn't working for them anymore. So I get the sense that they left the situation. They decided to leave, and you felt left out in the cold, even knowing that what you were doing was kind of a betrayal to them, because you just couldn't let your past go and move forward with them. You still feel left out in the cold in some way, shape, or form. And it's like, you know, I offered you, okay, this is the Ace of Pentacles. I offered you something, an opportunity in the past. I offered that to you. But you did not take it, and that was disappointing. Or that person feels like, oh, I wasn't good enough. You know, you chose the other person. You didn't make the decision. You were emotionally shut off. You didn't pay attention to the offer. Okay. And I was really trying to offer something to you. Okay. And they feel like there needed to be a decision. Okay. With this Lovers here, they needed to make a decision. And so I feel like they did. And I feel like with the High Priestess, they knew that, you know, this shit needed to come to an end, because I feel like it was a vicious cycle of multiple people. Yeah. So this person, in their inner knowing, knew that they needed to find the strength. Okay. Because this, to me, was not a healthy situation. They had to put this to rest, and they had to transform within themselves, because I feel like they were also disappointed in themselves for even participating in this. I don't think that this is something that the person was tee hee ha ha and like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to get this person. I just feel like this person it just happened, and they knew that they needed to transform out of it because it wasn't a healthy one. Yeah. And there was a tower moment. Yeah. So this foundation came all the way down, and this person decided to be single. Okay. They decided to go on about their way, and they were like, you know what? I'm not going to be a part of a third party. I'm just going to go ahead and do my own thing. So with the Knight of Pentacles, this is, you know, being single, doing your own thing. And yeah, I feel like this person walked away from this situation because it just was not a healthy one for them. All right. And so the transform, the way that you see is like Sagittarius. I know that you might feel like you were left out in the cold, but honestly, this person was the one that was left out in the cold because you already had something. The other person that you were dealing with was left out in the cold when you were possibly dealing with the other person. So although you might see it as you got left out in the cold, it really wasn't fair to either party. If this was you that was, you know, caught between two people, again, this energy could go vice versa. So if you were the one that decided that you needed to go on, you know, and you were dealing with someone that was already dealing with someone, you know, you might had to have new eyes. You had to have new eyes to see that this wasn't for you, and you had to get out of it. Okay. Let's look at this outcome. I mean, this happens more times than not, unfortunately. I think that people really just need to let their partners know if they're not happy in some type of way and either fix it or get the hell on and decide, to start again with someone else. But you cannot be operating in several relationships and expect that not to blow up or to become complicated or simply unfair. So, if you're in one of those situations, you have to make a decision of who you want, what you want to do, and you have to communicate this. Okay? But I do feel like some of you are trying to communicate or thinking about communicating or are communicating with someone behind someone's back. There's some real juggling going on here. Yep. Mental entrapment. This is the outcome here. Okay? When you are not using the appropriate site to see what is exactly going on, then you do get this mental entrapment. This is the same exact card, basically, in a different deck, in a different type of way. So I do see mental entrapment here. I feel like you feel very, very trapped, and because you're not wanting to move, you're not wanting to communicate, the less you do that, the more complicated it becomes and the more stagnant the situation becomes. But just know that you might not make the decision to leave, but someone could possibly. And I feel like someone did. For some of you, someone did. And now you feel stuck because you feel like you may have made the wrong decision, or you didn't handle this properly, or if you are the one that's in the situation where you're hanging around and waiting for someone to make the decision, you feel stuck. But it's time for you to see your way out, Sag. See your way out of this situation. Okay, let's see what the wisdom of the Oracle has to say. We're going to take this one. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm going to read this card from its book. This is the round and round card. Okay, let's just, I just love some of the descriptions of these cards. So let's just go in. I know what this card means, but I feel like they can articulate it way better than I ever could. All right. So it says, are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for evolution. You may have circled back to a custom spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time. You learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you are aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. Exactly, because I feel like for some of you, you may have been in a situation already that you really weren't happy in. And a lot of times you're not really happy with something. And that's why when something else comes along, or that's how people get involved in situations with people that are already involved in something, because you're lacking something. And so you're like, you know what? It's okay. I'm getting what I want. I'm getting what I need. And now looking at it, this has to do with you. Okay. So if you're doing this to someone, or if this is being done to you, it all comes down to you. You can't blame anyone for being in this situation except for yourself. Not to be rude, I'm just being quite frank. I've been in this situation before myself. So no judgment, but what I'm saying, it all comes down to what you decide. Okay. If you decide to continue to partake in something like this, then you only have you to blame if you are stuck in mental entrapment. You got to find a way out, okay? You got to find a way out. This card also has a message here that also talks about you might appear, it might appear to you that you've gone backward, okay? And you're feeling like you're just going round and round, you know, in a cycle, okay? You're not knowing how to get out of this situation, and you're just doing the same things that you've always done. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's bad. You know, maybe I should. And you haven't made a clear decision. So you're just going round and round with the idea. And it's more comfortable in your mind to stay, even though you know it's not the greatest situation, but it's more comfortable for you. So it's like you rather just go round and round and round instead of going out, because that's where it starts to feel uncomfortable, and hidden things have to come out, and accountability and hurtful things have to be said and done. And because let's just be honest, even if you say it in the most nicest way that you want to get out of something, someone's going to be hurt, right? And so I think that we try to alleviate that interaction, and we think of it as a confrontation, and we don't know what to expect or how to handle it. So we rather just go with the round and round dysfunction because we're getting away with it, or it feels comfortable, or it's not as bad as the other situation. But when a tower moment happens and someone leaves and you're like, oh shit, maybe I should have done or said something, or if something suddenly comes out and the other person finds out or whatever, that tower moment is way worse than just communicating and being honest and really getting out of that cycle. So again, use your own discernment in this, but I really think that you, excuse me, and I feel like I'm getting closed off from communication because I'm even feeling your anxiety about this. It's like, oh my God, to speak this out, to even like having to deal with this. It's like you rather just shut this off. But remember, your shadow side says it's time for you to look at this with different eyes, okay? And understand that you got to close this cycle out, okay? You've got to get yourself out of this, because this outcome here, this mental entrapment, is not healthy, okay? So again, use your own discernment, but this right here I feel is very emotionally messy. And especially if this is a marriage, or if the person you're dealing with is married, or if there's like a serious commitment, you know, there needs to be some assessment here. And this is why this Judgment card is here,